The Pittsburgh Steelers present the 2026 WPIAL Girls Flag Football Championship. Here from Panther Stadium in Upper St. Clair, it's the number 2-seeded Plum Mustangs taking on the number 1-seeded Shaler Titans. And welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Hanging out with the former Pittsburgh Steeler Arthur Moats. I'm Matt Fargo. 119 years of WPIAL history, the legends, all sports. And how many times can you do the first ever WPIAL championship? We'll have the opportunity to bring it to you here tonight as the Plum Mustangs take on the Shaler Titans. A battle of undefeateds here for this one. Arthur, it should be a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. When you're talking about having the number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed, both teams undefeated, coming off of very impressive semifinal wins, I'm very excited to watch this one right here. It's going to be exciting.
And both of those semifinal wins coming just a few hours ago, and for Plum's case, just a few minutes ago, as we take a look at how these teams got here in the WPIAL tournament. You take a look, number 1 seed, Shaler Titans, they down Fox Chapel in the first round. That was a convincing 39-0 win. Then they took down North Allegheny 19-0 before beating Mount Lebanon just a few moments ago, 26-13. Plum on the other side, they down Oakland Catholic in a thriller, 13-12 in the first round, beat Latrobe 32-18, and then Plum getting the win over the Moon Tigers, who had been in the championship for the Steelers Flag Championship the last 3 seasons, and they knocked them off to get here to the title game. Third member of our broadcast crew, Susie Cole, roaming the sidelines. Let's go down to her.
Thanks, Matt. It is a brisk Thursday night here under the lights at Upper St. Clair Stadium. Just 53 degrees. It feels like 46 with 22-mile-per-hour winds at times. The Plum Mustangs saying that won't play a factor tonight. They're in the right mindset after that semifinal win. And the Titans echoing that same message. They are just excited for 48 minutes of fun for the first ever WPIAL Championship for girls flag football. Matt?
Susie, thanks so much. Looking forward to this one. Arthur, you mentioned the fact that both of these teams unblemished, 16-0, perfection, and they're chasing it now for the first ever WPIAL championship. And this is a maturation process that the Steelers have been invested in for the last 4 years, going into the 5th season this year, and finally making it a Pennsylvania-sanctioned sport. We're going to turn it over to the public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups. Let's go to PA announcer Tom Kennel.
Good evening and welcome to Upper St. Clair High School for tonight's WPIAL Flag Football Championships, presented by Offense Defense Sports. Today's matchup features the Shaler Titans and the Plum Mustangs. At this time, would you please rise and gentlemen remove your caps for the playing of our Star-Spangled Banner.
All right, we're going to step aside while we honor our nation with the national anthem, and we'll come back with this first snap of the WPIAL championship here from Upper St. Clair. Shaler and Plum coming up next.
I have been shopping at Giant Eagle since I was a kid. I remember riding around from the bottom of the cart while my mom pushed it.
Favorite Giant Eagle memory is being able to go after school and pick up my favorite snacks after getting a great grade on my report card.
My favorite Giant Eagle memory is going to the bakery section with my grandmother.
One of my favorite Giant Eagle memories is actually being a cashier.
For 95 years, Giant Eagle has been here to keep the memories coming because it matters.
We're here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay off tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come. If that's who you are, you should pay what we pay.
Now get employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Sarah Benzino, Brandon Coley, Jablonski Auto Body, LLC.
What'd she call Harper?
Oh, you mean Jablonski Auto Body LLC.
We actually sold the twins naming rights.
You know, like stadiums do. Kids are so expensive these days. Here he comes.
Oasis Breeze Tan and Spa.
If you need a tan, I'm your man.
Could do business with you.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
Works for us.
The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think.
Pittsburgh Steelers present the 2026 WPIAL Girls Flag Football Championships. Broadcast is brought to you in part by Giant Eagle, proud to be your neighbor. We got the Plum Mustangs going up against the Shaler Titans in the WPIAL's inaugural championship here on KDKA+. Let's go to public address announcer Tom Kennel for these starting lineups.
And it's time for our starting lineups. For the Shaler area Titans, at outside linebacker, we have number 1, Zoe Sizlak. At corner and long snapper, number 2, Ashley Hansel. As running back and wide receiver, number 4, Lily Tregovic. Octavia Dixon at number 22. At corner and strong safety, Alexis Claycomb, number 18. As free safety and running back, number 7, Natalie Evangelista. At running back and cornerback, number 9, Caroline Dichak. At quarterback and strong safety, number 14, Paige Curio. Number 16, Olivia Claycomb. Number 19, Bella Philo. At tight end, number 20, Nadia Zotter. Outside linebacker, number 23, Emily Thomas. And finally, a wide receiver and running back, number 24, Melina Poliziani. Your head coach for the Titans is Rob Heinrich. Your starting lineup for the Plum Senior High School Mustangs are as linebacker and running back, Isla Philo, number 1. Linebacker, wide receiver, number 6, Cadence Morgan. As safety and wide receiver, number 7, Tamia West. As linebacker and wide receiver, number 8, Brooke Dugas. As linebacker and wide receiver, number 9, Taylor Oth. As cornerback and wide receiver, number 17, Hayden Wozniak. As safety and center, number 22, Hannah Woolton. And finally, as cornerback and QB, number 25, Caden Young. Your head coaches tonight for the Plum.
All right, there you go. The scene has been set here at Upper St. Clair's Panther Stadium, number 2 seeded Plum Mustangs in their second season as a flag football program. And Shaler is one of the original 5. They started it all back in 2022. Arthur, they won the first ever Pittsburgh Steelers girls flag championship at Acrisure Stadium. And now they could be the first to win it in the WPIAL.
Listen, you talk about history and your ability or opportunity to create moments like this. I mean, this has to be super exciting for those Shaler young ladies. And to think about this, when this game is over, we're going to not just have a first-time Whip-Hill flag football champion, but it's going to be an undefeated one as well. So the stakes are extremely high for the 1 and 2 seed. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, to set the standard that high right out of the gate here in 2026. This is where the road will end for the girls in terms of the district playoffs. The state playoffs will begin next year, 2027. We'll have our first ever Pennsylvania girls flag champion. But the hard work, the effort, especially for these seniors that have been a part of girls flag for so long, and now getting to see the fruits of their labor pull off and be here in the district playoff and be feeling like they're one of the WPIAL sports.
Oh, 100% that's the case, man. When you talk about the building blocks, right, laying a foundation, that's what those seniors did. But now when you look at the way that they're able to just continue to grow this thing, right, we said, man, this being the first time you're going to have a Whip Hill champion for girls flag football. Next year, being able to take it to the state level. To me, this is what you want to see, and this is the beautiful part about this game, and how it's just continuing to grow each and every season with the support of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the NFL, the way that they're doing this thing right now.
And speaking of that support from the Pittsburgh Steelers, Vince Williams, Pittsburgh Steeler, down on the field for the coin toss of this championship game. He will do the honors as Plum is the number 2 seed. The visitors, they made the call. Titans have won the toss. And they are going to defer to the second half. And just the thrill for these student athletes to have Pittsburgh Steeler, Vince Williams down there on the field with them for this coin toss. It's a thrill for them. And we know when we see it at the showcase level every Friday night, very cool to get to do that here for the girls on this championship.
Absolutely. It matters, and it lets them know that it matters. And that's the beautiful part about seeing a guy like Vince Williams taking time out his schedule to be down here to support this movement, this beautiful game that we're seeing right now.
All right, let's take a look and update you on these rules. 12-minute quarters, running clock. You only stop for timeout scores and injuries. 20 yards to convert a first down. That's a little bit different from the NFL flag rules from a season ago than a lot of these girls played. And they went from the vertical to the horizontal game as
Yes.
well. Each team receives one 30-second timeout per half as well. So 80-yard field. You're going horizontally instead of vertically as they did last year. But it's all in an effort to continue to build this game. It becomes an Olympic sport in 2028, and it's amazing where this thing has gone, especially in Pittsburgh in just the last 5 years.
Absolutely, and I think that when you're talking about the foundation of this game and even the rules slightly adjusted than your traditional football sense, right? Or even what you're accustomed to seeing in the 7-on-7 passing leagues. But the way that they have these rules aligned, they will flow perfectly when you're watching the Olympics coming up, and it will make a lot more sense for a lot of the newer people to this game.
So Plum will start with it. First down and 20, and they dump it off quickly as Caden Young, the quarterback for the Mustangs, tosses over to Hannah Woolton, who's the favorite target in this receiving core. She makes the catch. Minimal gain coming up here on second down.
Right there is, I guess, what we would call the equivalent of a nice handoff. A quick little turn around, get the center of the ball. Positive yards right there, but I like that. Now let's see what they do on this second down.
And we'll see if the Plum Mustangs come out where they left off in this semifinal game, or are they going to come out sluggish because they just got done playing? We actually were a little late to the air as they finished that semifinal win against Moon. A carry off the left side as Philo gets the carry, and she gets her flag pulled on the near sideline. Third down coming up, and an aerial look here at Upper St. Clair as the Mustangs facing third down.
Yeah, and it will be interesting early on to see the young ladies' legs in terms of how much stamina they have. From Plum's side, I know watching Isla, she had an extremely long run last game, so to see how early she's going to be able to recover this game will be interesting.
It's a 60-yard touchdown run as back to passes. Young dumps it off, and a quick flag pull there. Not much room available for Cadence Morgan, who made the reception, but only a minimal gain. That Grimes that came in and made the flag pull there.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that will be impressive to see. If Plum will be able to have some of their offensive success versus Shaler, who we know defensively have been rock solid all season.
Now, Titans, one of the very best in the WPIAL this season in that department. And here we go. Second down. Rolling near side, dumps it off, and a quick flag pulled there on the reception to Mia West, who had an interception in the semifinal win.
Yeah, you talk about Tamia West, very productive in that last game, getting a couple of interceptions, but also offensively having some explosive plays as well. So we will see with her also that stamina early on, because we know that Shaler team has had a chance to rest since their semifinal performance.
Sizlak came in on the stop there for Shaler. 3rd down, they need the midfield stripe. And they'll throw short again, and another quick flag pull. Zoe Sizlak again makes the stop on Philo, and minimal yardage gain is, Plum has been taking the underneath stuff and what Shaler's giving them, but they're doing a great job closing in quickly.
Yeah, you talk about the defense of Shaler and how disciplined they've been. Zoe, for example, staying home, keeping it contained as the outside linebacker. You love to see that, and the good flag-pulling discipline also.
So punting is also new to the game this year in the WPIAL, and the Mustangs elect to punt to the Titans, where they will take over, and they, of course, led by their senior quarterback, Paige Quiro. She is a Division I recruit, Arthur. She's headed to Mercyhurst to play flag football at the D1 level. So here in the first ever WPIAL championship, already seeing our Division I recruit.
I absolutely love that when you talk about the evolution of girls flag football. Getting opportunities to play it at the collegiate level. That's the next step in this progression. And it's just a beautiful thing to see that we already have one of the Whip Hill's finest already having an offer on the table for her.
She'll line up from the gun here and operate on a 1st down. Fake the pitch, rolls, throws underneath, completes the pass to Emily Thomas. Thomas sidesteps one, sidesteps another, and goes down the boundary. Finally gets a flag pulled with a flag down. There might have been a flag guarding call. We'll check with the officials there, but Thomas showing how elusive she could be.
Yeah, nice job right there by Emily Thomas, showing off the hands and then the speed. Getting up that sideline, maneuvering the hips. Explosive play for that Shaler offense right there. Definitely what you want to see if you're a Shaler Titan fan.
Another look at it. That underneath stuff, and then letting your athletes do exactly what they're made to do.
And you can see some similarities to the regular game of football in terms of underneath passes, make the defenders actually have to tackle that, and if they don't, the run after catch can help make it an explosive play.
We love some yak.
Love the yak.
1st down for Shaler, and a handoff. Lily Cherkovic sidesteps one and finally gets pulled with a flag to Mia West on the aforementioned tackle, if you will.
You talk about being elusive. Ladies and gents, watch Lily Tregovic right here, getting the ball on the jet sweep, the spin move, whoop, and then from there trying to split the 2 defenders. Nice pickup right there by Lily, and once again has this Shaler offense in scoring range.
Shaler goes back to the ground game off the right side. It's Sizlak stretching down to the 5. One of the Titan captains. It'll be 2nd down and goal here for Shaler.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed on the sideline, you can see some of the Shaler Titan fans hollering for a flag because technically you're not allowed to hold the ball carrier either. So certain rules, we're going to see how strict they are with that, but that is one of those ones right there where we'll see if that comes back down the line.
2nd down. Wiro, hands off. Jet sweep, Tregovic trying to get to the corner, and she does! Touchdown! Titans scoring first in the first ever WPIAL girls flag title. It goes for a Lily Tregovic touchdown. Shaler on the board first.
Nice, going right back to the jet sweep well, this time running it to the left sideline. And you see Lily Trekovic once again showing the speed and her ability to smooth and move those hips and ultimately evade the defender for a touchdown. Nice job by Lily Trekovic to get the Shaler Titans on the board first.
How about the sophomore getting into the end zone to get our scoring goal going here in the opening frame. Extra point, this will be for 1. Looking Quiro, dumping it off and stretching for the goal line. It's good. Zoe Sizlak on the reception for the conversion 6:51 to go in the first, and Shaler has a 7-0 lead on Plum.
And you can see Shaler using the width of the field on the score and then coming right back on the point after attempt and getting Zoe Sizlek to the flat. And the other thing that carries over is this, for both teams trying to work the short and underneath passes, but when you look at the flag pulling, Shaler did a very good job of staying disciplined and actually pulling those flags and keeping these gains to a minimum, whereas Plum not so good in terms of getting those flags. A lot of yak after those catches, which ultimately led to a 7-point drive right there.
So Plum looking to respond now with a first down, the 16-yard line, or the 24-yard line, I beg your pardon, and a end around on the near side goes to Tamea West, the junior. Second down upcoming here for Plum. And Plum, I mentioned, second season, missed the playoffs last year. They were 8-3, and they just missed. And the goal was for this team to get into the playoffs. And turns out they had a 13-0 record coming into the postseason and added 3 more wins. And here they are in the championship game. As Young tosses right and fires incomplete. Quickly third down upcoming for the Mustangs.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Plum's approach on this play right here. They've been trying to go with the short to intermediate, but still haven't been able to have enough success in terms of getting the yards after catch that we saw Shaler have when they had the ball on offense. So let's see how Plum attacks this third down.
Third down it is. They need the 30. They'll go for it. Intercepted! Picked off! Sizlek! A steal and score! Touchdown, Titans!
Beautiful defensive play right there. Zoe Sizlek showing off the anticipation as a defender. Reading the pass, quarterback's eyeing him down, and then from there, Zoe showing off the speed, splits the 2 defenders, and boom, pick 6. Get the Shaler Titans another touchdown to start this game off 13-0. Gotta love this if you're on that Shaler Titans sideline.
It's a heads-up play by Sizlek. You know, and anticipating that they're going to go with the underneath stuff. They only need a couple yards to get a fresh set of downs, and an INT, and better than that, a pick 6. Conversion time for the Titans. Going for one more. Guerrero throwing, back of the end zone, caught. Conversion good. And Shaler adds another as Nadia Zotter makes the reception for the conversion to make it 14-0 Titans.
Yeah, and that was a nice job by Paige, being patient. She sees the rush coming, slightly moves to her right, and then beautiful pass in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Like the patience that I'm seeing right now from Paige, regardless of the rush, still keeping her eyes downfield, making a nice pass right there for the conversion.
Now Rob Heinrich, the head coach of the Titans, another look at the INT for 6 there for Zoe Sizlek. Then the extra point, making it 14-0 Plum, knowing they got to answer. And they go behind, throwing it, trying to get it over to West. Pass goes incomplete, and if the ball hits the turf, it's a dead ball.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rush for a fumble, even if it's a bad snap. You know, something to always keep an eye out. We talk about it in the mainstream football game, but that center quarterback exchange equally is important.
Absolutely. And in this situation, it's even a little bit more pivotal because of the fact that it's a dead ball if that ball does hit the ground. So watching those little things will be important tonight.
Back to pass, stepping up, throwing into traffic, caught on the reception for the Mustang. Brooke Dugas, the freshman, hauls it in on a rope from Young.
Yeah, and right there, you got a chance to see Kaden Young avoid the pressure. Nice job keeping her eyes down the field and then delivering a nice throw to Brooke Dugas and ultimately making a nice combat catch to get them the first down right there.
Dr. Franscolio and James Horwath, the co-head coaches of this Mustang squad. As Young gets the snap, will dump it off with a flag down. And in the penalty variety,
I believe it was a little bit of interference right there on the rusher, man. They got somebody under the blocker a little bit. And I believe the rule says no blocking.
A little bit of chipping there, right? Talking to Shaler on another look here.
Yeah, you can see it, or not from that angle all the way. But it was actually Isla who was coming across on that route who actually ended up bumping number 4 for Shaler, Lily Tregovic, excuse me on that one, who was ultimately on the rush. So for there, you can see, man, no blocking. You cannot do that in the least bit, but also defensively, if you notice the young lady holding her hand, they have to identify the rusher every time before the snap happens.
And she'll come in again hot. She thinks she got a sack, and I believe they will roll. And she was down.
Sack good,
yes.
I believe, yep.
Yeah, I think Tregovic got her that time. Yeah, that was a great anticipation there, Moats, from the sack. Young again under duress. Yeah, she definitely got that one away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the yellow cone on your screen where the rusher must start from, and then the orange cone, of course, the line of scrimmage. Young will throw over the middle, tipped, nearly intercepted on the tip, but it's knocked down, and swatting that one out of the atmosphere, Maddie Gwynn.
Yeah, and that was a nice job right there by Maddie on the back end, but also the pressure up front. See how it's affecting the quarterback right here. Making her just feel a little bit uncomfortable, not able to completely step into the throw, and then from there, nice job by the underneath defender.
That's Emily Thomas.
Yes, indeed, the outside linebacker. Love to see linebackers making plays, even in girls' flag football.
No question, and Thomas almost got her paws on it for this return as Plum forced a punt yet again. And after Shaler has gone 1 for 1 offensively and also has a defensive touchdown, 2:31 to go here in the first. The Titans leading at 14-0 alongside former Pittsburgh Steeler Arthur Moats. I'm Matt Fargo. I have Susie Cool down on the sidelines. Our Steelers High School Showcase squad back in May. It feels good. Good to see you, brother.
Man. Hey, look, I appreciate you not making me wait all the way until August to see the gang again, okay?
No doubt. And Shaler's looking to see the end zone again and skating through one as Nadia Zotter gets the carry this time for the Titans. And it's up across the 40 to the 43, 44-yard line.
And that's a nice way to start the drive off for Shaler. We talked about the difference early on in this game. Shaler been able to get a lot more yards after catch, or even in this situation on the handoff, picking up an explosive play like that, and ultimately is going to continue to put that Plum defense on their heels.
Wiro. Reverse. Here to the near side, and a great flag pulled there as they gave it off to Thomas on the reverse, but Plum not fooled.
Yeah, that was a really nice job right there, coming down on defense to pull that flag and just staying disciplined. That's one of the things that we've been talking about for Plum. As they've been attacked from the sides, you got to make sure that you're getting these flags and making sure that you're getting them the first time and not 10, 15 yards downfield, which has been the case early on. So really good job defensively by Plum on that play.
Yeah, it was Dugas on the stop there. Makes it 3rd down, call it 4. They need the 50 for a fresh set of downs. Wiro She's going to hand it off the left side. It's Dragovic, and Dragovic with the burst of speed finally loses a flag. But this two-headed running attack between Sizlak and Dragovic, Plum's not been able to figure it out.
Yeah, and they're doing it from a multitude of ways. Right there, you see her in the traditional shotgun sidecar to the right, gets it on the handoff, and Lily Dragovic just shows off the speed. And she's a very explosive athlete, as you're seeing her tonight run up and down this sideline. So for Plum, they're going to need to do a better job of being disciplined and getting that flag before she gets started, because when she's in the open field, she is dangerous.
She's only a sophomore. Jet motion one more time. They go back to the near side, not as much available as Finalo gets the end around and is pulled down after just a minimal gain there, and that will take us to the end of the first ever WPIAL Girls Flag Football Championship presented by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Giant Eagle. We're back on KDKA Plus for the second quarter. Shaler leads it 14-0.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, life-changing medicine.
We're here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay off tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come. If that's who you are, you should pay what we pay.
Now get employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
The Pittsburgh Steelers present the 2026 WPIAL Girls Flag Football Championships, brought to you in part by Giant Eagle, proud to be your neighbor. Welcome back for quarter number 2 of this inaugural WPIAL Championship Girls Flag. With Arthur Moats, Matt Fargo, Susie Cool down on the field, our JRM video production crew bringing you the sights and sounds of Girls Flag. The 5th year the Steelers have sponsored Girls Flag, and the championship, of course, first 4 years it was just a Pittsburgh Steelers-led effort. WPIAL and the state PIAA inviting teams from across the Commonwealth, and, you know, Mike Marchinski and the youth football organization that spearheads this with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a big reason of why we're all sitting here and why this sport is sanctioned in the state this here tonight.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And like I said, to just be able to, for us to play a small part in this thing as well, man, I just love to see this growth for this sport, man, because it's something that we're very passionate about. And now that the girls get a chance to fully be involved with this thing, it just shows the importance and the impact that's happening right now in Western Pennsylvania.
It's been at the forefront. You know, you saw in the NFL draft, members of this WPIAL Girls Flag community standing on stage when draft picks were announced, and it's great to see. I know it's been something that was at the top of the ledger for Dan Rooney, and just the development of this game and how important it is to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Second quarter action, Shaler knocking on the door, leading by 2 touchdowns. Cuero dumps it off at the 10, and in for the score! Touchdown Titans. Shaler gets in for another score, as it's Alexis Claycomb getting the score this time.
Yeah, nice job right there by Paige, ultimately taking her time with the play fake and then hitting her crossing route. Nice job right there, getting the ball over the end zone for the touchdown. And once again, opportunities for the flags to be pulled, but not in time. And there, you get a chance to see Shaler get another score tonight.
Alexis Claycomb, a senior, gets in. Here's a throw to the back of the end zone, and they have Dragovic open in the back for another conversion. Hugs all around, and a 3-touchdown lead for the Titans of Shaler here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and Plum is continuing to struggle early on, man, with the speed from the Shaler offense and specifically from Lily Dragovic. We've seen her now score touchdowns. We've seen her get point conversions completed, and now we're just trying to figure out what's going to be Plum's answer for her.
Yeah, and you're starting to see how dominant Shaler. I mean, Shaler didn't allow the teams in the first round of the quarterfinals to score. They blanked Fox Chapel and North Allegheny. So the only team to score on them in this postseason was Mount Lebanon in the semifinals to this point. And Plum was in a lot closer games. We talked about that 1-point win against Oakland Catholic in the first round to even advance to the second. Double reverse here. And a nice flag pulled quickly as West got the end around, but not much available. Second down coming up.
And see, Plum actually has really good playmakers. We saw that in their semifinal game against Moon. Tamia West being one of their key contributors. But the thing that I'm noticing in this game early on is the speed from Shaler. You watch them offensively and defensively, how they swarm to the ball. You watch them on offense, some of the explosive run afters. And I think that that's the thing that's been giving Plum such issues early on in this game. So we'll see how they can adjust to that speed.
Dump it off here, incomplete. Trying to get Philo in some space there for Caden Young. And, you know, this Plum team, you know, they had a gauntlet to get here. They had to take down Moon in the semifinals. That game 26-13, but Plum dominated in the effort. And Moon was trying to make its fourth straight appearance at a title. They won in 23 and 24, and they lost to Upper St. Clair last year.
Well, and I'm actually glad that you reminded me about Plum having this semifinal game that ended 10 minutes before this game started.
Yes.
So they might be a little fatigued. It might not just be the Shaler is that much faster. But regardless of what took place before this game started, right now it is 21-0, and Plum is needing to do something to get themselves out of this hole.
Looks like Plum's going to have to punt on fourth down. Be their third punt. And Shaler's offense has been as good, if not better, than advertised. Short punt, scooped up at the 48-yard line, and a nice return here for the Titans into Plum territory as Zotter on the return for Shaler, and get another, do we have a flag down? Right now the ball spotted at the 39-yard line. Looks like it'll be first down from there.
Well, and the thing that's beautiful is this, the carryover, right, between if you're accustomed to traditional football or girls flag football. Special teams still matter in terms of field position. We're seeing that. We're also seeing the importance of, in regular football, we say tackle the catch, but in this situation, you have to pull the flag before these young ladies are able to get some of that extra yardage, and that's a good job by the Plum defender finally doing that on that play right there.
Hugas makes the stop there on the completed pass to Emily Thomas. Paige Quiro mentioned she's a Division I athlete, going to play at Mercyhurst flag football next year at the college level, and she said that the sport changed her life. Friends call her Queso, and her dad, Mike, is an assistant coach on this squad.
That is awesome to hear. As a person who also says that football changed his life, to see that and hear that from the young lady, man, that is a beautiful thing. And hopefully she won't be the only one to say that when this is all said and done.
No doubt about that. Rolling right, dumping it off, and completing it to the 32-yard line. Another completion for Lily Dragovic. And, you know, stories like Paige Quiro's are great in the sense that, you know, she played from her freshman year through her senior year, girls flag.
When they first
football.
initially started the programs, and we were trying to figure out, hey, do you have enough girls at your school that want to play this? Oh, you okay, great. So to see that and now to see where she's at this level and then being able to take it to the next stage, playing at Mercyhurst next year, like I said, man, just as a football fanatic, this is what we want to see in terms of the game evolving.
Another stop there by Dugas. Brooke Dugas for Plum. She's just a freshman. She's had a point pulls tonight.
Yeah, she's definitely stepped up, and defensively, Plum, this might be their best defensive drive of the night thus far in terms of not allowing yards after the catch. Really good job by them buckling down and now forcing a 4th down, and let's see if they can get a stop right here.
6:45 to go in the second, 21-0 Shaler. Big 4th down here. Just need about a yard. And a flag and a false start penalty. That will march him back 5.
I like what Shaler was trying to do, though, in terms of starting off with the motion, building a formation. Very similar to what you see on Sundays at the professional level. But unfortunately, a little bit of a procedure problem. Got to stay patient before the ball is snapped. Otherwise, it doesn't count.
Season kicked off back in March. March 7th was the first game of the regular season for all these teams. And now here, May 7th. Months later, we're down to 2 teams in Western Pennsylvania, and Shaler leading it 21-0, facing a 4th down from the 35, and we're going to get a timeout. Pittsburgh Steelers honored the Girls Flag Coach of the Week every week this season. Each coach received a $1,500 donation to their program, and players throughout this Girls Flag season were eligible for the Jerome Bettis Leadership Award, and the winners received $1,000 to their programs. Some great efforts that, again, to echo the sentiments from the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they've been able to do, and even deciding to televise this championship game for the 2nd year. And it continues, although the championship will be the end of the road for these teams, players are all eligible to try out for the PSFAC Big 33 tournament, open to all seniors. Games will take place on May 23rd and 24th and feature players repping the Steelers, Eagles, Commanders, and Ravens.
That's an exciting opportunity for these young ladies, man. And you, like you said, you just talk about continuing to incentivize it, continuing to build it up. Man, you can go to college. You can be an Olympian. You can also help and have impact locally when you're hearing about these different awards and different things that they're doing from a monetization standpoint. So, to me, man, this is what you want to continue to see. And we got to continue to push it that way as well. And these young ladies aren't just doing it for fun. You can see the skills also out here. They're taking it serious, and I think that that's going to also help in terms of the spectators showing up even more so for these games.
No doubt. And while we were talking about that, Shaler throws a pass incomplete. They turn the ball over on downs. Big stop for the Mustangs.
First stop all game for them now, man, when you think about that. So hopefully they can make this thing a little bit more competitive.
Try to get back in this at all. Starts with 1 score, and he come back, and here's West. Bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, and when you're talking about Plum, Tamia West, Isla Philo, those are the 2 that you're going to want to try to get the ball to them because they're explosive. And they're 2 of the ones that have scored a lot of points for this Plum offense throughout their season.
Young, back to pass, just right in front of her, dumps it off to Philo. And Philo is able to muster a couple across the 40 to the 42. And Young can deal it. She had 247 yards and 3 touchdowns. She was 27 of 37 against Latrobe in the first round.
Listen, this Plum team is no slouch. Undefeated, number 2 seed in this thing for a reason. They know that they're capable, but right now this Shaler speed has really been giving the Plum team fits on both sides of the ball. But let's see if they can keep this momentum going. Big third down right here, though.
Woolton, the center, drops it off there for Young. Young now throws to Woolton to try to extend it. And she is about 3 yards shy of the first down, so it's 4th down for the Mustangs. What will they decide to do here in the waning moments of the first half?
I mean, you got to be aggressive right here. You're finally getting some positivity on a drive. You're coming off of your first stop defensively, and you were at least able to cut it from 3rd and long to 4th and short. So hopefully they can go ahead and continue to convert this and ultimately make this drive a little bit more successful with points at the end of it.
They'll go for it. Need 3 yards. Just shovels it forward. Flag pulled shy of the line to gain. Lily Tragovic, the sophomore, does it again.
Wow, you see the speed and play recognition from the sophomore Lily Tragovic. Excellent play right there. Plum tries to go with their bread and butter, the quick pass to the center, and ultimately Lily Tragovic smells it right away and shows off the speed and the flag pulling discipline. Excellent play right there by that Shaler defense, and now they got the ball across midfield.
Get a timeout taken. Want a reset of the game clock here.
Can't rush this clock now, man. Hey, put the time on it. Come on now.
2026 WPL Girls Flag Football Championships. Pittsburgh Steelers bringing you this one. Brought to you apart by Giant Eagle, and happy to have you along on this Thursday. I'm sure you're flipping through the channels, find KDK Plus, and you found a WPIL's first ever Girls Flag Championship.
Come be a part of history. You could tell everybody that you watched the first ever Whitfield. It's kind of like everybody that was at the game for the Immaculate Reception. You remember that? Heard everybody. Were you there? I heard you were there too, now that I think about it.
Yeah, there was 180,000 people that were there in that stadium that night.
A lot of people there. A lot of people.
And off near side, the corner, and a little bit more there for Shaler's Olivia Dixon.
And that was a nice job right there by Shaler, and specifically Olivia Dixon. Once again, you see her maneuvering in terms of getting to that sideline, but also Plum opportunities to get that flag before she's able to pick up the explosive gain, and ultimately not able to do that. So here we are again, watching the Shaler offense slowly start to progress.
Yeah, an orange cone line of scrimmage, and yellow cone for the rusher. 2nd down for the Titans. Back in for a handoff. Making 1, making 2, and man, had to finally get pulled down. Almost the whole belt came off there.
Which draws the flag.
Yeah, Zotter was on the carry.
So you see right there the pulling and the twisting. That was what we had referenced earlier in the game, and you saw the Shaler sideline being upset about that. Once again, it happens, this time a lot more blatant and in the middle of the field. Referees do an excellent job of throwing the flag right there, and now you have Shaler once again in scoring territory.
Yeah, they're inside the 20 now. The 10-yard line is the goal line. Or new to the game or new to the broadcast, throwing to the end zone, short, incomplete. Tragovic, the intended receiver on that one, already has a touchdown today.
Yeah, and right there, man, it was like a little bit of confusion between the two receivers in the end zone. Lily Tragovic, and I believe it was 22, can't see all the way, but as a whole, man, nice job by both of them being back there, and ultimately we'll see can they come right back to that, whether this play or the next play, because whenever you have people open like that, you want to go right back to it before they can make an adjustment.
Wiro back to pass with pressure, and she's down quickly. Sacked in the backfield. Going to get another look at this one.
And Page tried to evade the rusher, but ultimately, nice job right there on the rush and getting that flag, which we talked about for Plum is important. You can't just get in position. You have to actually make these plays, and right there for her to make that play and ultimately force it now to be a longer 3rd and goal. Big, big situation right now for Plum defensively. Let's see if they can hold.
2-minute warning here at Upper St. Clair's Panthers Stadium. Great hosts to this first ever WPIAL championship. Athletic Director Danny Holzer. What a great job here. There we are. A great job by Isla Philo, who made that sack.
Yeah, and that was one of the ones that we talked about with the speed that she plays with. Definitely helps out from them or for Plum on defense.
Out of the 2 minutes, 3rd down and goal for Shaler. Leading 21-0. Guerrero fakes the handoff, looks, throws, incomplete. 4th down. A diving attempt at a sack there, almost had it back-to-back sacks. But instead, harmlessly to the phony grass here at Panther Stadium. 4th down coming up.
And just like in traditional football, if you can speed up the quarterback, make them have to not have their feet set, it just makes it a little bit more difficult for them. And you can see right there on the throw, not as clean. Excellent job in terms of the coverage, also making it a contested catch. And now you force a 4th down. Excellent or a really good job for Plum defensively.
Back to pass. Guerrero under pressure, had to throw. Under duress, completed her pass, but she's brought down shy of the line to gain. At the goal line, Zoe Seislak made the reception, but quickly brought down, and it is a turnover on downs, and Plum, for the 2nd straight time, closes the door on the Titans' offense to extend the lead.
Yeah, we can see on back-to-back plays with the pressure from the blitzer, Isla Philo, ultimately making Page a little bit uncomfortable. And then from there, you can also see them actually pulling the flag, not allowing run after catch, and now they get a chance to get the ball and keep this little bit of positivity that they're experiencing right now going for the Plum side.
Shaler takes a timeout, and that was a nice job. Tamaya West on the flagpole, quick flagpole there to make sure Shaler could not get into the end zone. And how do we get to this point? In this first half, the Titans struck first on their first offensive series. Lily Turgovic gets the corner. She's in. Extra point made it 7-0 Titans. Then ensuing drive, interception. Zoe Seislak, reservations for 6. The flagpole in the end zone. Love that celebration.
Love the celly, yes.
And then another completed pass as Guerrero tosses to get it into the end zone for Alexis Claycomb, 21-0. As West gets it this time, quickly brought down. Caroline DeCheck for the Titans.
And Tamia West, like I said, that's the one for the Plum offense, man, that you want to get the ball to. Explosive athlete, nice speed, and she's very elusive when she gets the ball in open field. Let's see if they can get her going offensively tonight.
Girls on the sidelines having a blast as well. Handoff off the left side. Philo, not much room available. This is a swarming defense wearing red and blue.
When you talk about Shaler defensively, the speed and the discipline, more importantly, right there you see Zoe Seislak maintaining her outside leverage, keeping her outside arm and leg free, and ultimately eating up the grass, getting the flag right there, and keeping this Plum offense on the other side of the field, 3rd and long once again.
Back to pass, into traffic, it's caught at the 40. Cadence Morgan, the junior, on the reception. First catch of the night for Morgan.
And that was a nice catch right there by Cadence Morgan. Crossed the middle of the field to pick up the first down and give this Plum offense some more positivity. Let's see if they can punch this in, though. We got 30 seconds left in this first half.
Timeout taken here with 30 ticks to go before we set it to the break. Another look on this passing catch from the sky.
I mean, you look at that, 3 defenders around, but nice job by Cadence going up and high pointing that football and making sure that she was the only one coming down with it and getting that first down. Except for Plum, these past 2 series, talk about defensively getting their first stop, offensively having some success, drive stalls, but then coming right back getting another stop defensively. They have to be feeling a little bit better this quarter compared to how the game started, where they gave up those 3 scores back to back to back.
No question. Now, Plum knows they've dialed it in defensively. They just need to solve the Rubik's Cube that's been the Shaler defense.
Yeah, that defense is very disciplined, and they don't seem to make a lot of mistakes.
Out of the timeout, 30 seconds. Plum would love to get in the end zone here. They go right back to Morgan, who quickly gets pulled down. Size lack on another flagpole there.
Yeah, and with Lily Tregovic providing the rush every time you see her with her hand raised, it really doesn't allow for this Plum offense to take a lot of shots down the field.
That pass goes incomplete.
And that's another prime example right there. Yes, you would love to take a shot deep, especially with it being 11 seconds left. You're right around midfield. But when you're looking at the way that this Shaler defense provides pressure and swarms, you don't feel as if you have that much time from the quarterback's perspective. Caden Young is who I'm referring to for Plum.
Down to 11 seconds to go in the first half. 21-0 Shaler, and now Plum on a third down. 3rd and 7. They need the 50. Back to pass. Will cook it deep in through the hands of the defender. That's Octavia Dixon had her best shot at it. It goes incomplete. It will be 4th down, 6 seconds left. Probably a heave as much as you could go for this final play of the first half.
Yeah, and Octavia Dixon doing a good job staying disciplined as the middle field deep safety defender. Make sure that nothing gets behind her, but nice job keeping her eyes where they're supposed to be and making a play on that football.
Fourth down, last play. Throwing, and it's incomplete. It actually ends up stopping the clock with 2 seconds. Morgan was the intended receiver, and she's going to get up slow here. She's not going to get up. Training staff out to look at her. Oh, yeah, got tripped up there.
But once again, that was a nice job by Octavia Dixon reading that quarterback and making a break on the ball. The way that she's having her eyes downfield, she might get an interception before this night's over.
Everyone down to a knee as the athletic training staff out to attend to Cadence Morgan, the junior. And as they tend to her, we'll step aside 30 seconds, and we'll come back with the final play of the first half of the WPIAL Girls Flag Football Championship.
Sarah Benzino, Brandon Coley, Jablonski Auto Body, LLC.
Yeah! Woo!
What'd she call Harper? Oh, you mean Jablonski Auto Body LLC.
We actually sold the Twins naming rights.
You know, like stadiums do. Kids are so expensive these days. Here he comes.
Oasis Breeze Tan and Spa.
If you need a tan, I'm your man.
Could do business with you.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
Works for us.
The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think.
Athletic training staff able to get Morgan off the field and are still working on her on the sideline. So lots with her as the Titans go down to a knee, and will take us to the end of this first half of our first ever WPIL Girls Flag Football Championship, with Shaler leading at 21-0 over the Plum Mustangs. And we'll go downstairs to Susie Cool.
Thanks, Matt. Coach, blanking the Mustangs through that first half, where is discipline playing the biggest role in your defense tonight?
Just everybody staying in their zone, everybody working together, and hoping the rush comes in and does what she does.
Where can you continue to dig a little deeper offensively?
Offensively, we just need to keep it simple. We started trying to do too much at the end of the half, and that's pretty much about it. We took a couple shots. Things got a little sloppy towards the end, so we're just going to keep it simple.
Thanks, Coach. Matt?
Susie, thank you, and thanks to Coach Heinrich as well, who has to like what he's seen to this point. The undefeated 16-0 Shaler Titans have a 21-0 lead over the undefeated 16-0 Plum Mustangs. Pittsburgh Steelers present the 2026 WPIL Girls Flag Football Championships. Our halftime show and a schedule preview of the fall season on the back half of this break. Don't go anywhere.
Our blueprint at 84 Lumber started a generation ago with the simplest of ideas. Hire good people, provide excellent service, add value. From that foundation, we created our structure and shaped an industry. Our plan works. It has for 70 years. At 84 Lumber, we build America.
And we'll welcome you back here to Upper St. Clair, halftime of the Girls WPIAL 2026 Flag Championships, presented by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Giant Eagle, 21-0. The Shaler Titans trying to become the first ever champions of the WPIAL Girls Flag. They lead over the Mustangs of Plum. Both of these teams unblemished. An exciting first half of play and more to come, but it's never too early to talk about the fall season. The Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, where we bring you the very best of high school football across the region every Friday night. And if you're wondering where we will be next fall, wonder no more.
Friday nights in Western Pennsylvania are back. On your TV, on your laptop, and right there in the palm of your hand. The Pittsburgh Steelers and JRM Sports are teaming up once again to bring you the best high school football in the WPIAL. Live every Friday night on KDKA+. 10 weeks, one spotlight. And it all kicks off August 28th as Mount Lebanon travels to Upper St. Clair. A backyard rivalry to open the season under the lights. 2 neighboring programs, 1 packed stadium, and a fast start to the year. September 4th, McKeesport heads to Montour. McKeesport brings its trademark ground attack, while Montour looks to answer with balance and discipline on both sides of the ball. September 11th, it's a heavyweight matchup as Pine Richland takes on Central Catholic. 2 perennial powers colliding. Expect a playoff-level atmosphere early in the season. September 18th, Seneca Valley visits Cannon McMillan. With both teams competing in top classification, this matchup could shape the 6A playoff picture early. September 25th, tradition takes center stage as Clairton goes on the road to Washington. 2 storied programs collide with championship pedigrees and a reputation for producing elite talent. October 2nd, Chartiers Valley faces South Fayette. South Fayette continues to be one of the most consistent contenders in the WPIAL, while Chartiers Valley looks to make a statement. October 9th, Thomas Jefferson meets West Allegheny. Legendary coach Bob Pelko returns to the sidelines at West Allegheny, bringing 9 WPIAL titles and decades of dominance back with him. October 16th, the spotlight is yours. It's our fan choice game of the week. You vote, we bring the cameras. Your team, your moment, your Friday night on center stage. October 23rd, Central Valley takes on Newcastle. Central Valley continues its move up in classification while Newcastle looks to defend its home field in a critical stretch run. And October 30th, we close out the regular season as Hopewell battles Aliquippa. Aliquippa, now back in Class 3A, remains one of the most feared programs in the state and a team nobody wants to see in November. The tradition, the talent, the intensity of Friday nights in Western Pennsylvania. This is the Steelers High School Football Showcase, live every Friday night on KDKA+, and it all begins August 28th.
Another season of high school football not that far away from August 28th. Arthur, I'll let you. What stands out to you? Which game, which matchup are you looking at?
As I look around, September 11th looks really nice, that Pine versus Central Catholic, but we all know all roads lead back to South Fayette.
Yeah.
Chartiers Valley at South Fayette, October 2nd. Oh, I can't wait.
South Fayette moves down from 5 to 4.
Big opportunity.
Drew Will Horsky's back.
Big opportunities for the Green Machine over there, man. Shout out to the Lions of South Fayette. What say you, though?
And, of course, I mean, we're right back here to open up the season. We can't leave Upper St. Clair. We like it too much. Lebo USC looking forward to opening it in week 0. All right, let's get back to present day in this girls flag sing championship game, and it starts with a touchdown. Shaler Titans get in. Lily Trgovic off the left side. It's 7-0 Titans. Then on the ensuing drive, interception. Zoe Seslak, the pick 6. The steal and score, and the great celebration from the sophomore, the double flag pull, and then one more time as Quiro finds Alexis Claycomb, senior to senior in the championship. 21-0, Shaler leads the Mustangs of Plum. We come back with the second half. The Pittsburgh Steelers present the 2026 Girls WPIAL Championships of Girls Flag Football. Second half action when we come back.
Our blueprint at 84 Lumber started a generation ago with the simplest of ideas. Hire good people, provide excellent service, add value. From that foundation, we created our structure, and shaped an industry. Our plan works. It has for 70 years. At 84 Lumber, we build America.
At Giant Eagle, we believe in better, and that includes finding more ways to help you save, because Burger Night is your night. Because smiles are contagious. Because everyone loves perks. Thank you. Because every moment counts. At Giant Eagle, we're working hard to bring more ways to save to every aisle, so you can bring home the best. Giant Eagle, because it matters.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, life-changing medicine.
Ride the Baja Wave and refresh your senses with a blast of tropical lime flavor. Grab a Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the Dew.
Back to Pittsburgh South Hills, getting ready for the second half between the Titans and the Mustangs. 21-0. Shaler leads it back alongside Arthur Moats, Matt Fargo. Susie Cool down on the sidelines. Shaler, the ball and the lead to start the third. They give it off on the end around. It's Dragovic. Hold down at the 30. A stop there by Wozniak, the senior. You know, your thoughts on the first half of play there, Arthur? The first quarter, Shaler was dominating, but Plum was able to figure things out, at least defensively.
Yeah, to me, I think the speed early on caught Plum off guard. And I think that's why they were able to have that explosive offensive attack in the first quarter. But from there, Plum definitely started to settle in. But like you said, the problem is they haven't been able to address Shaler's defense just yet. And they're not the only team that's had these issues. As you said earlier, they haven't given up any points outside of what you just saw in the semifinal game all season.
That pass by Cuero bobbled and then finally hung on to. There's nice reception from Emily Thomas.
And part of her bobbling it actually helped her out in terms of catching it and not having that flag pulled right there. So good concentration by her and ultimately a good job picking up that first down.
Does pick up a fresh set of downs from the 36-yard line. Cuero operates sends one in motion. They fake it, and they dump it off to Sizlak down the far boundary, and she picks her way across the 40.
And even with Plum having their adjustments like we talked about in the second quarter, we can still see where Shaler still has that speed advantage, especially when they're trying to get to the perimeter. And that's what you saw right there to ultimately give them another nice gain on first down.
43-yard line. Shaler facing a second down. Need the midfield stripe. More motion from Dixon. Rolls left, will hand it back off to Dragovic, who weaves her way, and a little collision there. Looked like as Dugas makes the stop.
I was going to say, man, that was actually a really good play by Brooke Douglas, man. Shuffle, stay square, fit it up in the hole.
There we go.
That's coaching tape right there. All right, I'm a fan of it. I like it.
That was too good.
But once again, you see Lily Dragovic right there, though, showing just that speed and the subtle ability to make a defender miss, turning a negative play to another positive play, and now keeping them in third and very manageable compared to what it could have been if the young lady would have pulled her flag on the handoff.
We roll on. Now they make it third and 3. Go back to the ground game, and it's a handoff to Dragovic. And she has a Shaler first down, a fresh set. And on to the Plum side of things. First down and 10 for the Titans.
She is so quick. She gives that Plum defense fits. Right here, 2 unblocked defenders. You can see Isla Philo also on the pressure, and still just a second too slow for Lily Dragovic, who has been having a phenomenal night thus far for the Shaler Titans offense.
Makes it first down and 20. They need the 30-yard line for a first down now. Sizlak is the one in motion. She gets the carry off the right side. Sizlak sidesteps and is down at the 40-yard line. Hayden Young on the stop for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and that was a nice pickup right there by Zoe Sizlak. Getting the ball on the sweep motion, and then from there making a defender miss, showing off the speed, picking up a nice gain for the Shaler offense and keeping them progressing in the right direction now as they're knocking on the 40-yard line.
Coach Heinrich said it to Susie at halftime. Said, we're going to keep it simple, and they really have from a play calling. Now they flip it out, get a little fancy there with the lateral to Zoe Sizlak. Initially going to Dragovic, flipping it out to Sizlak.
And that is something that we haven't seen as often tonight in terms of the handoff and then the lateral off of that. But good job by that Plum defense being aware and ultimately getting that flag before this became an explosive play. But now they got a third and about 7 yards, so we'll see how Shaler decides to attack.
The first carrier was to check the senior. Got it and then tossed to Sizlak, so senior to senior on that one. Now it's third down. Will Quiro dial up here, back to the ground game, and it's Dragovic. And a great flag pull, quick to pull there. And down at the 35-yard line, it will be fourth down for the Titans and 5.
Yeah, nice job right there by Hayden Wazorniak, ultimately pulling this flag and making sure that Shaler could not keep their offensive drive alive, or at least putting them in a fourth down situation. So now let's see, can Plum capitalize on this, get a stop, and try to get themselves in this game while they still have time.
Fourth down it is. Plum has been able to get some turnover on downs from this Shaler offense. Can they do it again here? Throwing, and a flag pulled shy of the 30. Plum shuts the door, and it's Wozniak again.
Back-to-back plays by Hayden Wozniak. Nice job by her having flag discipline along with eye discipline, keeping her outside leverage, and then from there, a secure flag pull, forcing the turnover on downs. And now let's see, can Plum capitalize on this life with 5:39 left in the third quarter?
Yeah, because you punch one in here, it's a 2-score game, and it's a brand-new ball game.
Changes the feel of it as well.
No doubt. Gives the Mustangs some confidence.
And will also make that Shaler team not be able to continue to sit back on their heels defensively, make them feel a little bit more urgency out there.
Shaler's already shut out 2 opponents in this postseason in the first round and in the quarterfinals. Both Fox Chapel and North Allegheny blanked by the Titans. Will the Mustangs have points in their future? Dump off here to Hannah Woolton. Woolton, one of the 4 captains on this Plum squad, and also those 4 captains are the 4 seniors, the only 4 seniors on this team, a very youthful group to get to the championship game.
Yeah, man, it's very impressive to see a group with only 4 seniors be able to make it this far. But I also look at those 4 seniors, and we got to talk about their leadership. When you talk about Kaylee Burton, you talk about Cammie Swartzwelder. Obviously, we said Hayden Wozniak, and then, of course, Hannah Wooten. All 4 of them doing an excellent job of getting this team to where they needed to be mentally every game, and now they have them competing for a Whip Hill championship tonight.
Up and off the left side, it's West.
And you can still see how Shaler playing with a lot of speed right there. Lily Tregovic ultimately making Caden not feel comfortable enough to extend that play a little bit longer. Good job by Shaler defensively, forcing another 3rd and long for the Plum offense now.
Yeah, ball at the 38. They need the midfield strike for a fresh set. Still trailing by 3 scores. They flip the formation. Aiden Young gonna cook it over the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. Picked off and down the near sideline. Can she get there? She's pulled down at the 5. Knocks down a reporter, and it will be end goal to go for the Titans.
We have been talking about Octavia Dixon defensively, the middle safety deep. Had a couple of PBUs, potential interceptions that she dropped earlier in the second quarter, but right there, continuing to stick with her keys and fundamentals, reading the quarterback's eyes. And unfortunately for Caden Young, air mails this pass into quadruple coverage, and then from there, Octavia Dixon not just catches it, but flips the field, showing the speed, the burst. Excellent job also by Plum to keep her from scoring, but that's what you want to see if you're a Shaler Titan fan. And let's see if they can go ahead and punch this in for another touchdown.
Yeah, they got 5 yards to go. They'll go to handoff, stretching, end zone, touchdown, Shaler. Titans get in with Emily Thomas.
You talk about complimentary football. This is a prime example of that right there. You get the interception, the big return by Octavia Dixon, and then you come back right back the next play and punch it in with the nice handoff and beautiful run by Emily Thomas for another touchdown for Shaler. And they have to be feeling good, up 27-0, and now getting a chance to go for another point after to make this lead even bigger late in this third quarter.
Plum takes 27-point deficit. Here's the extra point. Flip it out to Tregovic, and she's in for another extra point.
Once again, the speed of Lily Tregovic. As you're watching that play, some might even have questions. How was she going to ever get to the edge of this defense? But watch this speed, outrunning not 1 but 2 Plum defenders. And those are fast players when you talk about Katie Young and Isla Philo. But ultimately, Lily Tregovic is having herself a night. And now she takes this lead and makes it 28-0 for the Shaler Titans.
You know, it's even impressive that, we were talking about the attrition factor. The speed's still there on the Shaler side. They played a game earlier this evening, too. Plum goes back to work offensively. Nowhere to go for Philo as Tregovic is all over the field.
You see her speed offensively, defensively, whether she's rushing, whether she's running to the football on a completed pass or a handoff, and then you see her on the offensive side of the ball as well. A dynamic player. And as you said earlier, she's just a sophomore.
Second down, back to pass, into traffic, incomplete. Tried to get to the west, third down upcoming. And for Plum, they just a second-year program and benefited from Pat McAfee, who's a obviously legendary alumni of the Mustangs. McAfee started the We're All Mustangs Here Foundation that supported flag football in the beginning of the program that has benefited, and a big reason why they are where they are today.
And that's what you love to hear. As an NFL alum, man, to be able to hear a guy like Pat McAfee, who's played this game at a high level, West Virginia, obviously at the professional level with the Colts, but still to be able to come back and give back to his local high school, and not for the traditional football program, but to actually spread that love around to the girls' side, to ultimately create something. And we're seeing what that seed has ultimately grown into with these young ladies playing out here for a Whip Hill championship tonight. So beautiful job by Pat McAfee.
Short of the 40 on that pass and catch to Philo. A little bit of sign of life there from the offense. They get a fresh set of downs. First down, Mustangs.
Let's see if Katie Young can get something going now, maybe explosive.
Young dumps it off to Woolton for a couple. Second down upcoming. And, you know, for Kaden Young, she's also just a sophomore. And so many of these stars on the Plum squad that, again, unblemished coming into this game, undefeated 16-0. Future is bright for Mustang football.
Now, you're absolutely right. If you're Plum, you have to also feel very encouraged because of the experience that these young ladies are getting tonight that will be returning and ultimately coming back if this game continues on as it's been right now with a little bit more of a vengeance next go around.
There's a sack. And it's Lily Tregovic one more time.
She's been the best player on the field tonight. The speed that she plays with, the play recognition, Kaden Young trying to roll to her right, and ultimately just cannot get rid of the football fast enough. And also nice job by the Shaler defense in terms of the coverage element, not having a lot of people open for Kaden. But when you watch Lily Tregovic, that speed, that burst, it continues to give this Plum team offensively and defensively major fits.
We get a timeout with 35 seconds to go in our third quarter. And it's great to see this game just continue to expand. We're mentioning some of these young ladies will go on to play at the collegiate level, and at least 85 NCAA programs sponsor a girls flag club or varsity team, and that number will continue to expand in the years to come. It's unbelievable.
And just to think that we're a part of the first ever Whip Hill Girls Flag Football Championship. Like I said, man, just a historic night for everybody that's been a part of it. For the fans that are in the stadium, you can see their excitement. Got the young lady's face on the board right there. You love that right there in terms of just how it's continuing to grow with support. So for us, this should be the smallest it should ever look, because next year is going to be even bigger and better.
Oh, and somebody who was at the forefront of it for Shaler was assistant coach Katie Jordan. She played in that 2022 championship for Shaler at Acrisure Stadium, the Steelers championship game. And she said it was an unbelievable experience to play at Acrisure Stadium. They were one of 5 teams. Back then it was 5-on-5 flag. And she said the most memorable thing that she did during that time, she got to meet Cam Hayward.
I mean, who doesn't love to meet Cam Hayward, man?
Yeah, happy belated to Cam, by the way.
The ageless wonder, continuing to dominate.
No doubt about it. But now Katie serves as assistant coach. Has been a coach since she graduated, and I love you're starting to get a little bit of the early lore of girls flag now. And lore can continue to be made. We are 1 quarter away from crowning the first ever WPIAL Girls Flag Champion. Pittsburgh Steelers present the WPIAL Championship presented by Giant Eagle. We're back with the fourth quarter after this.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, life-changing medicine.
We're here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay off tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come. If that's who you are, you should pay what we pay.
Now get employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Let's play a fourth. Here from Upper St. Clair High School, the site of the first WPIAL Girls Flag Championship. All presented to you by the Pittsburgh Steelers and brought to you by Giant Eagle. Back alongside Arthur Moats, Matt Fargo up here in the broadcast booth, Susie Cool down on the sidelines. Hear from her and our player of the game in this championship contest. Our JRM video production crew bringing in the sights and sounds of the inaugural Girls Flag Championship in the WPIAL. It starts with a fourth down for Plum and a punt that does not go where they need it to go. It is good field position for the Titans, who lead it 28-0, and they'll have the football at the 46-yard line, leading by 4 scores.
Yeah, bad time to have a shanked punt, or not a long punt. With it already being 28-0, fourth quarter beginning. But let's see if Plum can ultimately create a turnover, something to give them some spark, some type of hope for the rest of this game.
First down for Shaler. They go back to work. Completed the Sizlak. And it has been pick your poison for this Shaler offense. And they really haven't asked Paige Queer to do too much in terms of throwing the ball long. She's just been taking what the defense gives her and letting her playmakers do exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, she's the Mercyhurst commit. She's the one that we know can really go. But when you have a team that's playing the way that they're playing tonight, obviously we've been talking about Lily Tregovich and the way that she's been able to take over this game. It just really has made her night easy. And then when you throw in Octavia Dixon having the play that she made defensively, it's just icing on the cake.
Pass completed. Ball is completed to Alexis Claycomb, who has a touchdown tonight.
And Shaler's also doing a good job of milking this clock, because obviously when you're up 28-0 in the fourth quarter, time is your friend. And you want to milk that thing. You want to let it continue and just slowly go away. And that's what they're doing right now. As you can see them taking their time, even breaking the huddle, using up a lot more of this time on the clock.
Third down now. They need the midfield stripe. Make it. And dump it off to Dixon. And Dixon has enough for the first down into Plum territory. They've also done a nice job, Arthur, spreading the love around. 4 touchdowns, 4 different girls have scored.
Absolutely. And like you said, man, when you talk about Paige and her ability to read this offense, right here, man, just taking her time, waiting on Octavia Dixon to come across and then deliver a nice throw, another first down, and now they cross the 50-yard line another time tonight.
$9:40 to go in our fourth quarter. And a quick check down, sidestep, near boundary one more time as Claycomb weaves her way for a couple more. Inside the 45 to the 43-yard line.
And the theme of the night for Shaler offense continues, turning potential negative plays to positive plays by making defenders miss. Right there, you saw Plum had a chance to make that a no gain or potentially a negative gain, But instead, Alexis Claycomb does a nice job swiveling the hips and now turns it into a nice pickup for the Shaler offense.
Under 9 minutes to go. Here from USC. They go roll to the left, then swing it out to the left side, and Dragovic loose. Dragovic into the end zone one more time. Her second one of the night. Lily Dragovic, touchdown Titans.
Stop me when you heard this before, right? You talk about the speed, you talk about the explosiveness, and did you mention the fact that she's only a sophomore? Because that's the scary part when you're watching Lily Dragovic. Catches it out the backfield, not one, not two. Whoop, don't forget that third defender. And then outraces the fourth one for the touchdown. Have yourself a night, Lily Dragovic.
And an explanation point on this Titan lead. Trying to make it 35 on the extra point. They are a perfect 4 for 4 on extra points tonight. Wero looks, throws, and it's batted away and incomplete, and the announcer's jinx still intact, still appropriate and girls flag too, Arthur.
Well, the one thing, at least, that Shaler has still going for them is the shutout, at least, since they no longer are perfect on these point-after attempts, thanks to the announcer in the building.
Yeah, Shaler, I would imagine with 8:32, that defense, Arthur, they are saying we want this 0 still to
make
be
it a
etched.
little bit sweeter, right?
Yes, and it would be their third shutout in the playoffs.
Come on, man.
I mean, Mount Lebanon has nothing to hang their heads about, knowing that so far they're the only team that scored on them in the postseason.
And not scored once, scored twice.
Yes. End around from West down that far boundary.
You know, I was a little surprised that Tamia West hasn't been able to get going a little bit more in this game, because you watched her in that semifinal game versus Moon, and she was very productive, not just on offense, but also making plays defensively, getting some interceptions. But when you talk about Shaler, the way that they're playing tonight, it just seems like it is their night. They seem as if they're the team of destiny this season for the girls flag football Whitfield Championship.
First down for Plum at the 45. They shake three, a first down. Got the sticks for Philo. Fresh set of downs for the Stangs.
And that was a really good job by Isla, ultimately making that run and getting that first down. But you could just see how the Shaler Titans defense swarms. Not one, not two. You got a third defender over there just for them to pick up 5 yards. But that's why the Shaler team has been as successful as they've been this season.
They go give it to take it away there. They go back and forth. Little hot tomato. Back and forth between Fulton and Young. Fulton ends up picking up a couple.
And for Plum, even going back to earlier tonight, that's one of their plays that they feel really comfortable with, keep them on schedule. But versus this Shaler speed, not a lot of success tonight with that play.
Fulton one more time on a reception of the 36. As the clock winds towards 6 minutes here in the fourth.
And they're doing a good job in terms of Plum moving the ball on this drive, but the problem is down 34 points with less than 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. It's taking a lot of time to have the success that they're having, and ultimately they're not scoring fast enough to come back in this game tonight.
Yeah, they're just going back to Walton. This is center to quarterback, back to center, because in this game, center's eligible.
Yeah, and they're using her almost like she's a tight end or as if she was a running back, and you're giving her a little drop-off or dump-off pass, check down. But at this stage in the game, that's not going to help them get what they're trying to do, which is ultimately score a touchdown and come back in this thing. So maybe their mindset is they don't want to end the season being shut out, and they're trying to take their time and execute on this drive to ultimately end it on a higher note.
Seems like that could be the case as Young deals one more time. This time it's incomplete. And, yep, that was about a yard shy of what they needed. An incomplete pass, turnover on downs, gives the ball right back to the Titans with 5:40 to play. Your KDK 10 o'clock news will follow the conclusion after our trophy presentation of this first ever Girls Flag Championship in the WPIAL.
Feels just like old times with the news coming on after the game.
Yeah, it really does.
Let's go.
Looking forward to getting back to it in August. Motion and a handoff. Natalie Evangelista gets the carry there. A senior on this Shaler squad.
And it's also good to see number 6 for Plum, Cadence Morgan, even at this stage of the game, still playing with pride, still going out there and showing that she can still make plays. Good to see that, and not just allowing Shaler to just run away with this thing and score another touchdown at this point of the game.
High step, but it's pulled down. And down this near sideline, a nice piece of running there for Emily Thomas one more time. She has a touchdown on the night. And Thomas, one of 4 players that will play in the Big 33 to represent the Steelers. Zoe Sizlak, Alexis Claycomb, Paige Quiro, and Emily Thomas, all destined for the Big 33.
Man, that's really impressive and a great opportunity for them. When you talk about the Big 33, we always hear about it from the traditional side of football and the legends that have come out of that game. But for the young ladies to also get a chance to experience that and carve their name in that foundation of the Big 33 from the girls' side is really impressive, and I'm glad that they're getting this opportunity as well.
Yeah, we always know the legendary stat. There's never been a Super Bowl without a Big 33 alum in it, and maybe the stat in girls flag will be there's never an Olympian.
You see it. Come on now.
Big 33 alum.
Has to start somewhere, man.
Has to
start somewhere. And we're watching the talent tonight, and just throughout this whole season in the Whip Hill for girls flag football, it wouldn't surprise me. It definitely wouldn't, because they are definitely talented young ladies out here.
Shaler on to punt. Great punt. And not able to be caught there by Young, so Kaden Young and trying to gather that one in. So Plum gets it right back, 3:29 to play. And that Big 33 tournament takes place May 23rd and 24th. Will feature players that represent the Pittsburgh Steelers, Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders, and the Baltimore Ravens. And the Big 33 Flag Championship will follow the Big 33 Football Classic.
I'm excited. I just didn't like that last team name that you
mentioned.
I know. Apologies.
No.
Yeah.
None. No. I understand. Just spitting facts over here.
Yeah, something about that purple team. Leave them alone. Don't say that up here.
Toss to the left side to Philo. Second down, the Stangs.
And it's good to see, though, that Isla Philo is still playing with a lot of fight out there. And we'll see, like I said, man, for them, if they can have the constellation of just don't get shut out. You're always trying to find something to keep you in the fight, something to keep you motivated. And that might be where you're at this stage of this thing with less than 3 minutes left. But regardless of how the final score is in this game, if you're Plum, you can't hang your head at all. I mean, you come into this game undefeated. You had a tough road in terms of the gauntlet of teams you had to beat, especially in the postseason. And you just ran into a buzzsaw that was Shaler. But if you want to seek a little comfort, remember, you played 10 minutes before this game started.
Yeah.
So you're just a little tired, that's all. Just a little tired.
If there's one adjustment, I think that that's tough to play both. And if you're going to play both, you got to give some time in between.
Maybe 15 minutes next time.
Yeah. There needs to be something, I think. I mean, I think the girls ran to the bathroom and came out and they were playing another game. So
absolutely. And like you said, to see the way that Shaler is already playing with a lot of speed, for them to come into this thing and have that kind of advantage, it definitely shows.
2-minute warning, 34-0. Shaler leads Plum in the first ever WPIAL Girls Flag Football Championship presented by the Steelers. And Giant Eagle back for the final two on KDKA Plus. We're back for the final 2 minutes of the Girls WPIAL Flag Championship. We start with a Shaler sack. Titans get another Natalie Evangelista.
And you see the 8th man right there showing a little support on the sideline for the Shaler Titans. It takes a team. When you talk about supporters, you talk about the crowd, you talk about the coaching staff, everybody putting their hand in the pile. And this is what you want to see for Shaler Titans tonight.
So Plum punts on 4th down. A return for Thomas. Thomas pulled down at the 25. This is a Plum offense that came into this game, Arthur, averaging 30 points a game. So kudos to the Shaler defense and what they've been able to figure out, what a lot of teams this season could not, which is to stop down and shut down this Plum offense.
Yeah, they absolutely did a great job of that tonight, cracking the code on how to slow this Plum offense down. And I'm sure if you're a part of the Shaler family in any capacity, whether it was girls flag football, you're an alum of them, you would have to be extremely impressed with what you're seeing tonight.
No doubt about it. And Shaler will come out now. The minute 16. They're only 10 yards away from another score. Hand it off. Evangelista one more time. That gets us down to a minute to play.
And for Shaler, just allowing that clock to continue to run out and getting them closer to the celebration that I know they cannot wait to have after a long, hard-fought season where they started this thing off. But now you look at them, 16-0, coming into the Whip Hill Championship as the 1 seed and being able to finish it with not just a victory, but a shutout 34-point victory.
They were the first Steelers girls flag champ, and now they're the first WPIAL girls flag football champions. The Shaler Titans are champions of the WPIAL. $34-0. A shutout in the title game.
Absolutely beautiful moment right there by the Shaler Titans team. You see the passion. You see the excitement from those young ladies. And this is a moment that they will always remember.
What a story. A pursuit of perfection completed. 17-0 for the Titans. And it completes a long journey for head coach Rob Heinrich, who became the head coach of this team back in 2022, won the first ever Steelers Girls Flag Championship when there were just 5 teams playing. And now to see it all come together here in 2026 as they are now WPIAL champs. A celebration in Shaler. It was not long ago that a varsity jacket would never have flag football across it. And thanks to the Pittsburgh Steelers and so many great efforts behind the leadership of Dan Rooney and Mike Marchinski at the youth football level, it's happened. History made here tonight, Arthur.
Man, like you said, man, you talk about Dan Rooney, you talk about Mike Marchinski, 2 awesome guys in terms of their impact in the community and just their vision, understanding that football is bigger than just guys. And to be able to see this thing expand, even myself as a father of 2 daughters, this is something to me that is really inspiring because it just lets them know that they do matter. So to see that everybody that's been a part of this to make this Whip Hill Championship, the first ever flag football girls championship moment happen, man, you got to tip your cap to everyone.
Got to tip your cap to everyone involved as the trophy makes its way towards the Titans. You got to salute the Plum Mustangs, an incredible season for Plum that finishes at 16-1, undefeated until this championship game. But a lot of young talent still on this squad. Next season, just 4 seniors graduate for them. And we'll go down to Susie Cool as our player of the game.
Thanks, Matt. Lily, you guys just said it there in the huddle. First ever WPIAL champions whenever it comes to girls flag football. How do you put this moment into words?
I literally can't. I mean, the biggest thing I can say is I love my seniors. I'm so sad that they're all leaving, and it's going to be such a different game next year, but I'm just so happy. We've been working for it for so long, and it's the biggest thing that's ever happened to me.
You talked about a family-first mentality before this game even started. Where did that start at the beginning of the season to help propel you to this championship moment?
Our team is like literally everybody just loves each other, and having that like family momentum just helps us be able to be with each other all the time and like stand for each other, and like it just helps so much, and like being with each other all the time is really a good thing for a team.
Congrats, Lily.
Thank you.
First ever WPIAL champs for girls flag football right here, the Shaler Titans. Matt, Arthur.
Susie, thank you, and congratulations to both Lily Jergovic and the entire Shaler Titans, who get it done in dominating fashion and historic fashion here tonight, Arthur.
And they continue their reign of dominance. The shutout, 34-0, undefeated season, champions. And you have to be excited about what might be coming back for them next year as well. But to the young ladies that will get a chance to compete in the Big 33, wish them nothing but the best also, as they'll be taking that Whitfield Championship with them.
Can't take it away from you. The hardware is yours to keep. Shaler, your first ever WPIL Girls Flag Football Champions, 34-0 winners over Plum. Arthur Moats, our director Corey Berger, producer Jake Mislibchik, and our entire JRM video production crew. I'm Matt Forgo saying the 10 o'clock news is next. Congratulations to the first ever WPIL Girls Flag Football Champions, the Shaler Titans, and thank you for watching the Pittsburgh Steelers presentation of the 2026 WPIL Girls Flag Football Championships. Good night, everybody.